Hi, my name is Annie, and welcome to the Walking Word, where we go through the Holy Scriptures as part of discipling. We're currently reading from the book of Numbers, which is both a historical book and also a legislative book because God continues giving his ordinances and commandments through this book. Chapter 27, Zelophehad's daughters. Now, you remember the daughters of Zelophehad who had because he had no sons, the three girls. Yeah, I think Tirza was one of them. Um, Let me see if I can remember. Yes, so Tirza was one of them. Milcah, Hogla, Noah, and Mahla. These were the sons. These were the daughters, rather, of Zelophehad, son of Hephar, who had no sons. Now we go back to chapter 27, verse 1. Zelophehad, son of Hephar, son of Gilead, son of Machir, who's the son of Manasseh, who's the son of Joseph, had daughters named Mahla, Noah, Hogla, Milcah, and Tirzah. They came forward and standing in the presence of Moses, the priest, Eleazar, the princes, and the whole community at the entrance of the meeting tent said, "Our father died in the desert." You remember? He was probably one of those guys who never got a chance to see Canaan. Although he did not join those who banded together against the Lord. Okay, so our dad was not part of that whole chorus drama. He died for his own sin without leaving any sons behind. But why should our father's name be withdrawn from his clan merely because he had no sons? Let us therefore have property among our father's kinsmen. Remember, inheritance was only given to men. So, but hey, our dad didn't have sons, only daughters. So, the law concerning heiresses, in verse 5, when Moses laid their case before the Lord said to him, the plea of the Zelophehad daughters is just. Oh, yeah, of course. In my sovereignty, I created Zelophehad to only have daughters. So, of course, they have a right. The plea of the Zelophehad's daughters is just. You shall give them hereditary property among their father's kinsmen, letting their father's heritage pass on to them. Therefore, tell the Israelites, if a man dies without leaving a son, you shall let his heritage pass on to his daughter. If he has no daughter, you shall give his heritage to his brothers. If he has no brothers, you shall give his heritage to his father's brothers. If his father's brothers had no brothers, you shall give his heritage to the nearest relative in his clan, who shall take the possession of it. This is the legal norm for the Israelites, as the Lord had commanded Moses. So, this is where we see the heart of the Father. And you must always investigate the heart of the Father before making any decision as it pertains to legality. Like, okay, wait a minute. Isn't it, even when we speak of the office of sonship, being a son unto God, it doesn't necessarily mean the gender, it means the functionality of it. It's not that God doesn't call, women his daughters, girls his daughters, the female gender his daughters. He still calls them his daughters, but they can also partake of everything he says he's put for us in the office of a son in his life, in relation to him. Father, the way he calls us, we call him Father, and he calls us, oh, these are the sons of God. People who live righteously are called sons of God. That sons of God also includes women. And we can tell why, because of the heart of the Father. How do we know the heart of the Father for women? Is because of something like this, where he says, okay, yeah, if no one had a son, give it to the daughters. Joshua to succeed Moses. Now we are in verse 12 of 27. The Lord said to Moses, go up here into Abiram, up to the Abarim mountains, and view the land that I am giving you to the Israelites. Remember, he's already been told he won't see Canaan. Yeah. When you have viewed it, you too shall be taken to your people, as was your brother Aaron, meaning you will die. Because of the rebellion of the community in the desert of Zin, you both rebelled against my order to manifest my sanctity to them by means of the water. This is the water of Meribah of Kadesh in the desert of Zin. You remember, God told Moses, command it. Instead, Moses went and struck it. Then Moses said to the Lord, may the Lord, the God of the spirits of all mankind, set over the community a man who shall act as their leader in all things, to guide them in all their actions, that the Lord's community may not be like sheep without a shepherd. And the Lord replied to Moses, take Joshua, son of Nun, a man of spirit. Bravery, right? A man of spirit. And also it can be bravery, because God says, I haven't given you a spirit of fear, but a spirit of power, love, and a sound mind. So there's a spirit of God that is upon Joshua. And God continues to tell Moses, take Joshua, son of Nun, a man of spirit, and lay your hand upon him. Have him stand in the presence of the priest Eleazar and of the whole community, and commission him before their eyes. Invest him with some of your dignity, that the whole Israelite community may obey him. He shall present himself to the priest Eleazar to have him seek out for him the decisions of the Urim in the Lord's presence. And as he directs Joshua, so Urim was the place of, if you can remember, the Urim and the Thummim, they're like the efforts where you'd go speak. You'd go speak to the Lord. Then remember, it at that time it was only Moses and Aaron that could speak directly, and God would speak back. This is one of the issues, that came with Korah and his band. Why, also with Miriam? Why only you two get to hear God? What about the rest of us? And now God is saying, because Joshua didn't have that gifting, that to be able to access that audible voice of God. Now God is telling Moses, pass it on, pass that gift on. To him. So give him some of your dignity. So ensure the Israelites obey him. Give him credibility. And this is one of the things you can do if you're a destiny helper, is give credibility to the people you're trying to stand up for. Number two, also passing on the baton. So the spirit that Moses carried, the ability to lead people, God is telling him also, give it, pass it on. Give him also the ability to be able to listen at the Urim. Okay. Moses did as the Lord commanded, taking Joshua and having him stand in the presence of Eleazar and the whole community. He laid his hands on him and gave him his commission as the Lord had directed Moses. We now move to chapter 28, where we discuss more sacrifices.